Hi, I'm David J. Fernandes. I'm the creator and director of Creepy Bits, and I have Madison Claringbold here with me, who was the star of episode 1, Babyface. So, yeah, just wanted to take a quick second to talk with Madison, get to know a little bit more about your training and where you're headed in your life and your career goals and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, Madison, tell us a little bit about you. Were you always into theater and acting? Is that something you picked up on as a kid?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I sucked at sports and like everything that, all the cool kids were doing. So, wasn't really I didn't know what I wanted to do until they started doing musicals at the elementary school that I went to, which is down the road from my house. And as soon as I was doing shows, I was like, oh, this is fun. I really, really like this. And then once I figured that it could be a career, I was all in. I never turned back. That happened when I was about like 10 or 11 years old. Yeah, I always knew this is what I wanted.
Did you act in commercials or TV stuff when you were a kid too, or was it mostly like plays for school or?
Mostly plays for school. The first commercial I ever did was when I was 13 years old. So I got an agent at 13, and then I actually booked my first audition, which was crazy. So my first like professional audition for a commercial, I booked, which was insane. And then from then on, it's just been a mix of theater and television and film and commercials since then.
And you were saying that you really love theater, that that's kind of your thing. Like, what is it that you love about theater?
There's just something that you can't really describe. It's like an adrenaline rush on stage. And I mean, I love musical theater. And there's something about songs say what words can't. There's someone once said to me that when you sing, that's the sound of your soul. So it's sort of showing your soul to everyone, and it's just a beautiful feeling. I also love the community of people that are in theater, and I mean in the arts in general. Theater is the first place where I met people that weren't popular in school and that were different. So I just love those people, and I love performing. It's just this feeling that I get in my stomach, and I can't fully describe it. It's just an amazing feeling.
Yeah, and you've got that sort of pressure that everybody feels around the live part of it and trying to execute it as well as you can. And I did
Yeah.
a little bit of theater in high school and stuff, and I remember that like I got to do a couple of plays in front of larger audiences. We did like Charlie Brown. It was a musical. We did Charlie
Oh yeah, I know Charlie Brown.
Brown. Yeah, we did a Charlie Brown music. I played Charlie Brown with with my long curly hair.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, should I get a bald cap or something? And they're like, no, no, it's fine. I'm like, all right, I'm long hair Charlie Brown. So,
Okay.
but for years afterwards, I'd be walking around my where I grew up, and there'd be kids being like, hey, it's Charlie Brown.
Oh no.
I was like, yeah, that's me. But yeah, no, that's pretty cool. That's that kind of that live feeling, when there's an audience right there and they're responding to things in real time, and there's
Mhm.
obviously screens very different. So how did you kind of make a crossover into screen acting? Is that just something you do as an actor? Is it something you wanted to do, or?
I always thought about doing it when I was younger, and I don't know, I guess just when I got an agent, we just were talking about doing both. It was never one or the other. It was always like, I want to do both. I want to do as much as I can as possible because I love this industry so much. So yeah, it was just always wanting to do both.
Yeah. And what's different for you when you're acting in front of a camera versus a live audience?
I mean, it's the intimacy thing is a lot different because on camera, it's just a lot more intimate. It's a lot more, I don't know if internal is the right word to use, but that's the only word that I can think of at the moment. Yeah, it's a lot more intimate and internal. And on stage, it's more out. It's more showing your emotions and sharing your emotions outwards towards everyone. And in film, I mean, my view also might change years down the line. I don't know. Who knows? But right now, that's kind of the main thing that I think of. Is just internal and intimate for film, and outwards, sharing, showing with a live audience.
Yeah, well, I thought your performance was great in Babyface, and there were a number of comments too that said, "Wow, great acting." I don't think it was just your friends and your mom. So I think I think there are people out there in the world who kind of felt that way as well.
Oh yeah.
So how did you prepare for that role? I mean, you're 23, right? You
Hmm.
don't have a kid, but you're playing a mom. So how did you prepare for that?
The main thing, well, I mean, like you said, I don't have a child, so I sort of had to. I didn't want to try and picture what it was like to have a kid because that's not reachable for me at this time in my life. So I was just mainly thinking about someone in my life that I would like do anything for. And if I ever heard them or I thought something was happening to them, like if they were getting hurt or anything, then I would grab a bat and go in and kill that person. Cause I thought of at the time it was my best friend who I've known for years and years and years. And if I know that if anything happened to them, that person will be dead. So I would grab a bat and kill that person.
Oh,
So
that's
that's,
great.
yeah, there was a person that I thought about when I was, preparing for this role, preparing for that, for the episode.
Yeah, awesome. Um, yeah. So what's next for you? Like you were doing some commercials. Are you got some commercial work coming up or?
I shot a commercial right after, like the week after we shot Creepy Bits, um, or Babyface, the first episode. Nothing yet, but I have some more auditions coming up that I'm hoping to hear from because I'm really excited about them. But yeah, I'm just riding the waves and working hard, working smart, work smarter, not harder. But
Right.
so just yeah, just keep riding the waves and trying my best and trying to reach those goals and training, hoping to get back into training again. I did a lot of training during COVID, the lockdowns. So I'm
Mhm.
hoping to do some more. Yeah.
And you said, tell me a bit about Randolph College. I don't really know much about it. So you went there for theater school? Or-
Yeah, it was how do I talk about Randolph College? It was a lot. I loved the teachers. Like the main thing that I wanted when going to college was to have teachers that are currently in the industry. And with Randolph, every teacher that I had was currently working in the industry. Like they would have to leave sometimes. They have to like get a substitute in because they were either in a show, like in a theater show, or someone was filming something. And I just wanted to learn how much the industry has changed over the years. And that is something that I did learn from some of my teachers at Randolph. And I definitely got back into my dancing because it was before Randolph, it was a long time before I had danced. And, I had to get back into that. And it was, yeah, it was a really good time. I loved it.
And so I found out from either you or Daniela that Daniela Rendon, who's in the next episode after this one, in episode 3, special guest, that you guys were friends in Randolph College.
Yeah, we graduated together. She was actually her and her partner Jackson were the valedictorians because we all wanted them both to be the valedictorians. So
That's sweet.
no, yeah, I was really happy to see that we were in the same series. It was really happy. It was really cool just to see.
Yeah,
Like, oh my God.
that's a small world, totally.
Mhm.
And so you told me once that you like your big dream is to live in New York.
Mhm.
Yeah. And why would you want to do that?
That's just where Broadway is. I don't know if it could ever happen. I know that I will get to Broadway one day. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know it will happen one day. Whether I am able to stay in New York, I think that would be amazing. But I also know that there are a lot of opportunities in Toronto as well. So whatever happens will happen. I will work my butt off to get there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you're well on your way. So yeah, thanks for taking some time with me this afternoon to chat a little bit about it. And you can check out Madison's episode Babyface. It's streaming already. And the next episode, Occupied, is streaming tomorrow night, Friday. Thank you.
Yay! I'm so excited. Thank you so
All right.
much for having me.